Everybody's in shock, and she was on the truck. She was reading her speech. She had stepped out of the front row. She was preparing for the next rally, or the big meeting ground at the mausoleum, at the Qaed's mausoleum. We were in the front row, and the blast took us completely by shock and surprise. The second one had the truck shaken and everybody falling all over. She was evacuated from the truck midway through, and I believe that her condition is stable, but it is not confirmed, as I'm at the hospital getting medical attention with 89 dead right now.
So let me understand, you say her condition is stable, but does that mean she's uninjured?
I really can't say. I'm at the other end. I was at the front of the truck with most of our party leadership, and we were evacuated to the hospital because we were hit right in the front, next to the police truck. It was a suicide bombing, I'm told, and now the death toll in this hospital is coming up to over 90 and many more injured.
All right. Just so that you are aware, we've understood that the former Prime Minister is well, is out of harm's way, and is at a residence this evening.
I'm hearing that, but I can't confirm it. We're at a trauma center right now.
I mean, you yourself sound rather composed for somebody who was among those who were the target of the explosion.
I'm only burnt on one side. Everybody else here is splattered with blood. I just have a minor injury, but and my hair is burnt and my back is burnt. But most of my other colleagues have cuts and bruises, and there's a couple of all our guards pretty much are down and mortally wounded. As I said, I'm looking at 90 to 91 injuries at the civil hospital, and apparently the general hospital has an equally high injured toll. I can't say. We're in complete crisis right now.
But may I ask you, I mean, what you recall from what was happening just before the explosion, and where you think, if you've any ability to recollect that at this stage, where the direction of the explosion was?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how it happened. We were right in the front of the truck, myself and the Central Party. 5 of us were standing right in front, waving at the crowd. The rally had a major resurgence. We couldn't believe there was a sea of people. And suddenly we were struck by, from the left of the truck, there was a huge explosion, and we all fell on each other. For a while we were on the ground, and then we tried to stagger up and pull each other up. Somebody pulled me up, and I couldn't get up. After a while, while we staggered up, we felt another shock to the truck, shook, and the shrapnel, the glass, and the fire actually flew into the truck, and something set on fire. It turned out that the tires of the truck and the car next to it, the police van was also very badly hit. So this happened from the left of where we were approaching. I'm told it was a suicide bomber.
Well, yes, that has not been confirmed. There are some who are suggesting to us that intelligence reports suggest it may have come from a car that was some 15 to 20 feet away from the truck. But you describe a scene that surely must have resulted in utter confusion and hysteria.
It wasn't a car bomb, that much I'll tell you. This is the reports we're getting. It was more like they found body parts of somebody who would be potentially have bombed it himself. And perhaps there are even two, but it's too early to say, and there are still amputated limbs all over around us. It's just grotesquely awful.
I would like to ask you how difficult was it to evacuate from the scene in the aftermath of the explosion?
It was very difficult because the truck, it was a double-story truck, and we were on the top where we were, facing the rally straight ahead. And some people just got injured trying to jump off it. Some people got injured trying to get off it as well. It was like, because it was beginning to catch fire as well from the left where we were hit. And evacuation wasn't easy. There was a press of limbs, bodies, blood, cars, all jammed. And as it is, we were moving at a snail's pace. It took us I don't know, it's already taken us 9 hours to travel a distance of normally we cover in half an hour. And it was extremely difficult to evacuate, but we managed slowly. And most of the problem was the traffic all around, but the actual bomb scare had driven so many people away that the roads had somewhat cleared.
What can you tell us, Sherry Rahman, about the security surrounding that truck, the police presence and the security detail?
Well, there was a couple of police vans we noticed with us, sometimes ahead, sometimes on the side, sometimes at the back. There were about 2 or 3. But the rally was so enormous. It was, the crowds we were estimating, independent channels were phoning and telling us, the reporters, that it was over 3 million. That it wasn't really enough. And also, earlier on, Ms. Bhutto had voiced the apprehension while we were talking that the Intelligence Bureau chief was someone who could potentially sabotage her security and a rally of this nature. It was just too much for her opponents to stop. But right now, it's too early to say where this came from.